Good evening, everyone. Tonight I'm very okay. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Englewood Cliffs Mayor and Council meeting. Today is October 8th, 2025. It's time at 6:30 p.m. I have to call this meeting to order. Okay, all stand up, please, for the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yeah.
This meeting was called pursuant to the provision of the Open Public Meeting Act, PL 1975, Chapter 231. Notice of this meeting was included in a notice sent to Star Ledger and the Record on January 17, 2025, and published on January 21, 2025, posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building, and has remained continuously posted as required notice under the statute. Copies of the above mentioned notice are available to the public and on file of the municipal clerk.
Thank you for reading that. Madam Clerk, could you have a roll call, please?
Yes, Mayor. On roll call, Mayor Park,
Here.
Councilwoman Drummond,
Yes.
Councilman Luciano,
Present.
Councilwoman Begets,
Yes.
Councilman Liang, Councilman Patel,
Yes.
Councilman Katrubis.
Yeah.
Yeah. For the record, Borough Attorney, Mr. Ferraro, BA, Mr. Chaudhary, CFO, Mr. Ferozi, and department heads are in attendance.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Madam Clerk. And for the public information, we are currently holding tonight's meeting in a hybrid format. We have people in person and via Zoom. That is also live streaming on YouTube. If our Wi-Fi at the council chambers has an issue where the Zoom meeting drops, we will aim to retrieve the connection to continue this meeting. Okay, next session is a proclamation. And Bia, you're going to process about it as well?
I can speak. Good evening, Mayor Park and members of the Municipal Council and our esteemed guests here in attendance. To kick off our proclamations, our first on the agenda, we're really excited. We're quite proud. We have with us the family of Miss Janan Laurentia Wu, who is an Englewood Cliffs resident. This proclamation will be honoring Miss Wu, who was awarded the prestigious distinction of the U.S. Presidential Scholar in Arts during her final year at Columbia Preparatory School in New York. She's now a freshman at Yale University, and she's renowned for her musical acumen as a violinist at such a young age, having been featured in many musicals and ensembles. If you haven't done so, you can look her up. I did, and she's an impressive young lady, and we're proud that she's from our community and holding to the highest standards. Now, we received the information through the list from the U.S. Department of Education, and she's one of 3 New Jersey residents to receive this, and the only resident from the state of New Jersey and as well representing Englewood Cliffs to receive it in the arts. There's a special asterisk for the arts program. That is how rare it is to get this award, in which our president and the United States gave this esteemed honor. So we have Miss Wu's mother and her younger sister here with us to accept the award on her behalf, where we can take pictures, and we have a proclamation ready. We can read the proclamation into the record, Mayor, if you'd like, if you wanted to hand it over. I think I have it right here, actually.
Okay, yeah, you can read it.
Yeah, so I'll read it into the record just so we can proceed accordingly. And then if I can ask members of the governing body to please come down, step down into the dais for the photo with the family, and then we'll present the actual proclamation. This proclamation, again, is presented to Ms. Janan Laurentia Wu. This is whereas the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Englewood Cliffs take great pride in recognizing the outstanding achievements of residents who have distinguished themselves through their talents, accomplishments, and dedication. And whereas Janan Laurentia Wu, an Englewood Cliffs resident, was awarded the prestigious distinction of U.S. Presidential Scholar in the Arts during her final year at Columbia Prep School in New York. And whereas this recognition is one of the nation's highest honors for high school seniors, reflecting Janan's extraordinary commitment, discipline, and artistry. Whereas Janan is now a freshman at Yale University, continuing her journey of academic and artistic excellence, and whereas Janan has been recognized nationally and internationally for her exceptional skills as a violinist, and has been featured in numerous musicals, ensembles, and performances, earning admiration and acclaim at a remarkably young age. And whereas Janan's achievements serve as an inspiration to her peers and to the Englewood Cliffs community, demonstrating the heights that can be reached through talent, perseverance, and dedication. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that I, Mayor Mark M. Park, Mayor, I'm not the mayor, but Mayor Mark M. Park of the Borough of Englewood Cliffs, along with the members of the Borough Council, do hereby congratulate and honor Janan Laurentia Wu for her outstanding accomplishments and extend to her our best wishes for continued success in her future endeavors. In witness whereof, I have set my hand and seal of the office of mayor on this day, 8th day of October in the year 2025. Ms. Wu? Yep. Will the members of the governing body please step down, please?
Congratulations. I'm so proud of you.
Maybe we'll have her hold this up. If you guys want to just get closer to the middle, please watch your step. If they're already clear up. All right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
Next proclamation, recognition National First Responders Day. Okay.
Yep.
The second item.
Mayor, you're asking me to take care of the
Yes.
second proclamation? Okay.
Yes, please.
And the second proclamation that we have here today, it's in recognition of National First Responders Day. It's a proclamation in recognition of the National First Responders Day, where we recognize folks that, serve us on call. They're always there for us. We have members of our Englewood Cliffs Fire Department, Fire Chief Nikow, Police Chief Henkelman, and our Public Works Superintendent, Mark Neville here. Day in and day out, these folks, they actually go above and beyond to represent us. This proclamation, I'll just read into the record real quick. Once it's signed by the mayor, which I believe it has been, we are going to forward it to the remaining department members. The department heads will take care of that, but then we can probably take a photo up here with the department heads that are present. But we thank you for your services and everything that you do on a dime of a time, and you respond to everything right away without hesitation. So this proclamation is in recognition of National First Responders Day, which is a nationwide recognition. Whereas first responders, including public works professionals, firefighters, police officers, emergency medical technicians, 911 operators, paramedics, and other emergency personnel stand on the front lines of our community, selflessly serving and protecting the residents and businesses of Englewood Cliffs, New Jersey in times of crisis. And whereas first responders respond swiftly and courageously to emergencies, often putting their own lives at the risk to ensure the safety and well-being of others, whether natural disasters, accidents, medical emergencies, or public health and safety threats. And whereas it is in the public interest for the citizens, civic leaders, and children of Englewood Cliffs, New Jersey to gain knowledge of and maintain the ongoing interests and understanding of the importance of public works and other first responder efforts in the respective communities. And whereas as of 2019, the U.S. Senate has included language recognizing public works alongside fellow other first responders like police, fire, and emergency personnel. Now, therefore, be it proclaimed that I, Mark M. Park, Mayor of the Borough Englewood Cliffs, along with members of the Borough Council, do hereby designate October 28, 2025 as National First Responders Day. I urge all citizens to join with representatives of the American Public Works Association and government agencies in activities, events, and ceremonies paying tribute to our public works first responders alongside law enforcement, firefighters, paramedics, emergency medical technicians, 911 operators, and other emergency personnel to recognize the substantial contributions they make to protecting our national health, safety, and advancing the quality of life for all. In witness whereof, I have set my hand and seal of the office of the mayor on this day, 8th day of October in the year of 2025. Thank you.
Thank you.
Will some of the department heads with us please join us? I believe our OEM director is also in the back. If you can please join us for a quick photo. Back down. Come on, guys. Alright. Tighter, guys, please. My camera, like my jacket. Alright. Sorry, I don't need to like this. Alright. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys. Yeah, we're gonna send it to everybody. Tisha, can you take this and then we'll send it to everybody, so
Yes.
the department heads, OEM, everybody.
Okay, really, I appreciate your, hard working and devotion for our safety and protection. I really appreciate. And the next item is department head reports. Okay, police chief, would you come out first?
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Council
Okay.
members, Mr. Borough Attorney, how's everybody doing today? I am well.
Chief, just speak really into the mic.
How's this?
Yeah, even loud, please.
So, since our last meeting, we've been very busy. We had a couple, high-profile security matters that the police department needed to be addressing and aware of. One of those matters involved a facility up at the north end of town, which made national news, involving a doctor from Englewood Hospital. So I'm sure you guys are all aware of that incident. It was a pretty high tension situation there for a few days. Glad the way that has resolved, but something that we need to be aware of and address. Also, the Samsung grand opening, I'm very pleased with the way that event went. Now that that is behind us, there was a lot of security protocols in place. Some of them were visible, some were not. But again, very pleased with all the dignitaries that came and left the property safely and made their way in and out of the borough without incident. Proud of everybody involved in that matter. We did have a couple criminal incidents since our last council meeting. We had an arrest on September 14th that involved a person entering one of the homes in town. It was a criminal trespass. They were attempting to squat in the house. Took care of that matter. We also had a stolen vehicle on the 15th. In that incident, the resident left their key fob inside of an unlocked high-end SUV. I'm going to take this opportunity, not to re-victimize the victim, but as a teachable moment to remind everybody, please lock your cars and remove your key fobs. It's just way too easy when the key fob is in the cup holder and the car's unlocked. I'll also segue into the fact that it's getting dark earlier. Fall and early winter is typically our peak burglary season because of the reduced daytime hours. So again, I'll take this moment as an opportunity to remind everybody to, when you're out of your house, please lock your doors, set your alarms, and most importantly, leave lights on both interior and exterior. On the traffic front, we had 2 bike rides. One of them was the Breaking AIDS ride on September 14th that passed through town without incident. We also had the Best Buddies ride, which happened this past weekend on the 4th. That was a very early morning event, and again, that passed through town without incident. From a community outreach perspective this month, we have worked with the recreation director. I don't want to steal his thunder on PC Day. I'll let him bring everybody up to speed on that, but I was able to once again secure a donation from Sabret, a very generous donation of hamburgers, hot dogs, buns, and condiments. I don't want to overstep, but I respectfully would request that the borough do something to recognize not only Sabret, but maybe all of the vendors, some sort of proclamation or certificate of recognition, something like that. I think that's appropriate, and again, I hope I don't overstep by suggesting that.
Working on it.
Thank you. Thank you. I met with the Division of Motor Vehicles and Superintendent Neville, something that we've been working on with the new borough administrator, bringing a mobile DMV event to town. We did a site location last week, and we're working on securing a date. Again, that's a new service to our residents, and I think something that they'd appreciate. On to everyone's favorite topic, Halloween. I know the mayor issued a letter to the residents, stating the position of the borough on Halloween. Obviously, we can't prevent anybody from gathering at certain locations. I'll just echo the sentiments of that letter. As of now, there are no planned closures for Halloween. With that said, if any areas of town become flooded with children, in the interest of safety, we will close roads as needed. I've already coordinated with the DPW and Super to have some barricades staged at likely intersections that would need barricades, but that will be a game time decision on the afternoon of Halloween. Finally, just wrapping up, our 2 probationary police officers are continue to do very well in the police academy. We look forward to a December graduation for them, and that's all I have for this month. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Okay.
Mr. Administrator, can you unmute so that the people?
I just did on her main OBS thing. I just asked folks on the chat if I wasn't paying attention to chat because I was reading the proclamations into the record, but I already unmuted it from the OBS system, so there shouldn't be any issues now.
Okay, I want to change a little bit order. Finance Tax Department, would you start first? Yes.
As I communicated earlier to the Finance Committee, the borough went out for a bond anticipation note renewal. We received a very competitive rate. It was 3.22%. So that goes to show that having a higher surplus and reserves helps when you are going out for bonding. The amount that we went out for was $7,384,000. It was a renewal of $6 million and change, and an additional $1 million from the bond ordinances that were authorized in 2024. Secondly, the tax bills were sent out earlier in the week, so the due date didn't really need to be changed because you had the 25 days. And lastly, we are working on the state's annual best practices inventory of questions. I'm pleased to report that so far we have a very positive result, so there's no jeopardy, the state is not in jeopardy of being held. which is what the state does when your score is below the minimum required. And I'll update you with the detailed questions at the next meeting.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor, can I be recognized for a question,
Yeah,
please?
okay, yes.
Shuaib, I apologize. A quick question. I know a few months ago, we discovered that there was, the town had paid some escrow fees that should have been paid by a developer. And we were told then that we were going to be recouping those funds. Can you tell me how much of that has been, how much did we pay? How much did we recoup? And how much is outstanding? Because I've been getting questions, and I have the question myself, so I'd just like to know.
I don't have the exact amount of what we paid. I can certainly look it up and get back to you before the meeting ends. But I am not directly not aware of any refunds being reimbursed back to us. But the technical assistant in the construction code handles escrow, and I'll be happy to reach out to her and confirm whether we have received it or not received it.
Okay, just so that I'm not losing my mind. I mean, I remember when we had this discussion, it was clear that night, I don't know if anybody directed you. We don't have the power to direct you because we're in the minority, but, has anybody asked you to attempt to recoup? Because it seems as like it's been now, I don't know, 4 or 5 months, and we have somebody, we have people paying developer fees and escrows every day. I think the construction code official last month said we have 14 homes presently in construction, and I'm sure those builders are paying their escrow fees. So if we haven't, I would ask our CFO and our administrator, please start the wheels rolling to recoup this, because I think right now it's illegal, like we said then. It should have been recouped already. So we're right now illegal, and it's still going on, and I have concern that, I'm concerned that, in a few months, like it's just going to disappear, and it's not right to the taxpayers. But thank you very much. I appreciate your time.
Okay,
Councilman, just to answer your question, there was a resolution. The direction wasn't towards the CFO, it was towards the municipal attorney to do the recouping. So it's a Bob thing. So we'll follow up for you, yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to be argumentative, but respectfully, whoever it was directed to, we have months now of someone us, the taxpayers, paying developer fees that should have never been paid. So I just think that this is one thing that should be addressed rapidly. I don't think it's something that, if not, then I would direct our construction code official to not issue one permit. That's what I think we should do. Not issue one permit until those fees are paid. That's my own personal opinion. I'll make a motion for it if we want to entertain it. But I don't think that until we're recouped, until my tax money is recouped, we shouldn't issue one permit. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Next, Borough Engineering. Okay, no. Okay, please come up.
Good evening, Mayor, members of the
Okay,
council.
good evening.
Just speak into the mic, like into the
I'm
mic.
trying to follow the chief's lead.
Yeah, like right close to your face, sorry.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Michael Minton on behalf of Gilmore & Associates. Pleasure to see everyone this evening. I want to give you a couple different updates tonight as to some things that are for your consideration this evening. As you recall from our last meeting, we had made a request to substitute or reappropriate a prior municipal aid grant issued by NJDOT for Summit Street to a different portion of Summit Street. We made that recommendation, I made that recommendation to the administrator based on a conversation that I had with DOT that indicated that as long as it was the same street and it was in proximity to that area, or the word "or" was critical, it was within 2 blocks of it, they would look favorably upon that substitution. Well, it is the same street. It wasn't or 2 blocks, it was and 2 within 2 blocks. We've since gotten correspondence from DOT indicating that that substitution is not eligible. So for your consideration that you'll have to take some legislative action recognizing that. But they did invite us to reapply in an alternate grant program, not their annual grant, not their annual municipal aid grant program, a grant program known as LAIF, Local Aid Infrastructure Funding, for that project. So all the legwork is done. It'll be up to you if you want to direct us to proceed. That's a policy decision. But they have offered alternate funding sources. So for your consideration this evening will be how it impacts the proposed bond ordinance. You'll get advice from your CFO and from the administrator and the attorney. I'm not going to give you that advice. I just want to tell you what happened and where we're going from here. The second action you may have seen throughout town, we had our survey crew in 4 to 5 days last week. See a lot of paint on the pavement, marking out. What they were doing was first on Floyd Street, marking out that section for that NJDOT reconstruction project. That's almost done. Other activity was what I'll call Phase 1 or Phase A of the sewer line replacement program. We all know there's additional study areas. We've talked about that, we have to undertake. But we certainly can do what we do know now and start that work. So those markouts are creating the base plans. So that was well underway. The second half of that project is 7 manholes in the borough that have to be either rebuilt, regrouted, strengthened. They were identifying that for the plans so the prospective contractors can bid on that. And the final, they did pick up some pieces on Summit Street just while they were out there. It was just prudent to have them do that. It wasn't a large effort. So the pavement markings will go away. They're not permanent ink, permanent paint, but that's what activity was happening last week in the borough. I'll let Superintendent Neville talk to you about the road reconstruction program, the annual repaving program, but we've been actively supporting them. We have some start dates. Just to keep in mind, it is a 3-phase project. There's some concrete work, milling, paving. I'll let Mark give you an update as to the schedule and timing of that. We are in the process of finalizing some recommendations on stormwater. I know the mayor, you're very concerned about certain areas of stormwater management. As you know, in a built community, there's not a lot of easy answers, but we do have some recommendations. We'll be providing a report shortly. We want to vet it with some of the business owners and property owners that are most impacted. I think there's been some progress made, but it will always be an issue of concern. So we'll have that report for you shortly. We continue to support in your various capital projects contained in your capital budget, supporting DPW and the police department, the Department of Public Safety on various improvements, and we'll be providing some recommendations to support the already budgeted items. You've already done the legislative action. It's our job to support that and follow up with some design suggestions. So that work is underway. And lastly, we continue to support many new home constructions. It's surprising to get a start right now here in October, but we have probably 5 new homes applications already under review. So the borough is very active in a lot of different ways, which I think speaks to the healthiness of the community. So, Mayor, that concludes my report unless council has any questions.
Anybody, any questions?
Can
Okay,
I be recognized, please?
yes.
Thank you for your report. So I know there's been a lot of discussion in the town about the stormwater management, and 2 things. I hear a lot of things that our infrastructure was not built to standard. But now, I know I don't expect you to have an answer tonight, but these are things at some point we do want a response. Because I think our prior engineer had told us that our storm sewers were built to standard. I forget what it was. You build for a 100-year storm, or you build for a certain standard, but it's not something the minimum. You're not building for a 100-year storm. You build whatever the standard. I just want to know, when we built, whenever they were in the lower sections, were they built to the standard? Have the standards changed from whenever they were built? Let's just say, if there's a 6-inch pipe at the time, which it's not, but now it should be 18. I think that's what the residents really want to know, and what we need to know. And I don't expect that you would have the answer tonight, and I apologize for just dumping on you like this, but I've been hearing this now over and over. There's apps out there, and people are going crazy, and I think there's a lot of misinformation out there. And I just want to make sure that the information is coming from us and not word on the street. So I'd just like to know that if it was built to standard, what are the standards now, and if they've changed? Don't need an answer right now. Second thing, go ahead, sir. No, go ahead.
Let me kind of
Go ahead.
put that aside. We'll certainly include that in our report, some historical evaluation. Standards change every year. And DEP has continued to really strengthen their stormwater management guidelines, really intensified them. It's difficult when you have a build-out borough, and where do you take it, right? If you're in Salem County, it might be a whole lot easier to deal with the water, obviously the soil conditions. But we will answer that. We've asked a very fair question. We'll put
And- and-
that back to the-
And not only that, I mean, we're on rock, you're not out in farmland either, so, I mean, I know in Cliffside Park, just to redo theirs, just the rock encounter was millions of dollars. Second point might not be for you, but you're the engineer, I'm gonna ask it anyway. Maybe, Mr. Tessero might have the answer.
Mr. Fisher will have the answer.
Okay, thank you. Then you can sit down. No, there's a lot of talk out there as well about the new development, 800 Sylvan, and their, water infiltration or their water standards, safety, storing capacity, whatever. I know that I encountered Mr. Tessera one time, so I see this thing that was probably 10 times the size of a swimming pool being installed right next to Sylvan Ave. And I come to find out, but I'll tell people they're not going to listen. So we need to know, because there's a thought out there that all this building is going to cause more flooding. And it may. I mean, if you get 4 inches of rain in an hour, but I think we need to know and be able to tell the public, at least on the 800 Sylvan, and I don't know if it's readily out there, but I think we need to know what they installed and what the retention will be. I know we just went through it with 910 maybe, with their application, and I know they install these pipes that, takes the water in and slowly seeps it out. But I think what we need to know, so we could tell the public, again, something from us, not from misinformation out on the street, that, yes, 800 Sylvan has this much impervious surface, and here's what they were required to do. Because, I couldn't believe, I didn't know what it was. It really was a huge tank that I found out later on it was a storage pit for the water. But I think we, as elected officials, as government people, as our administrator, we would like to be able to tell the public hard figures instead of just letting them it's like a wildfire. You know what I mean? It turns to telephone and it gets worse and worse and worse and worse. This way we could kind of lay it to rest, or say, hey, you know what? Yeah, these pipes are, antiquated. They need to be redone. It's going to cost $20 million, whatever it is. But I think we need to be able to say, so that the misinformation stops.
I am going to defer to Sarah. Because he's older, and I'm just happy in my point to say somebody's older than me, so I'm going to defer to him. However, I will say that our job, we weren't design engineer, we can certainly understand that, but our job will be to accept the project, to review the design standards, review what was installed, and make a professional judgment as to accept the project, which the governing body will ultimately have to consider that. I will assure council that in our acceptance, in our review and acceptance, when that time comes, we'll provide that data for you too. We may have that evaluation on acceptance.
Well, this is already now stuff, I'm sorry. This is already stuff that's been done.
It's done, but the time's not complete.
Oh, so you do it at the end?
We'll do
Okay,
the
so
final site plan evaluation.
I just want it from somebody, and I'm not being rude.
We'll report to you, but I will make sure.
Just simple numbers that really tie to something that we could say, hey, this is it. Because I'm sure all of us have been talking about it. We've been hearing it. It's part of, the scuttlebutt on the road. So I appreciate your time. Mayor, thank you for letting me ask my question.
Okay, thank you. Any question? Okay, thank you so much. Okay, next, OEM department, please. OEM.
Lieutenant Tracy,
Lieutenant Tracy?
he's coming.
Okay, he's coming. Okay, and then we're gonna skip later on. He's coming. Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Boring reading for you. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
And thank you for the proclamation book. That was very nice, whoever came up with that. Thank you for that.
Our pleasure.
And Deshaun is passing out the hazard mitigation plan, HMP. All that is in short, is a long-term pre-disaster strategy plan which aims to reduce repetitive losses. So reducing repetitive loss for us would probably be like flooding, something that occurs pretty regularly that we want to try to address, because when we go to apply for FEMA funding, grants or reimbursements, when we have some kind of disaster declaration, they want to know that you have at least attempted in the past to control it, and they're not giving you money every 2 years for the same situation. So that's all that is. Basically, it's a funding requirement. So it's boring reading, but I just give it to you so you have it. Probably next month, I'll give
Next-
you the resolution to adopt it as
Yeah.
our own.
Yeah, they'll give them an opportunity to dissect it, and then they'll be able to, if they have any questions, they can ask them at the meeting before the resolution, yeah.
There's actually a lot of good data in there for nothing else than if you need like demographics, population stuff over the years. It's very data-driven, that report. So I actually keep that in my briefcase whenever I go to OEM meetings, because if they ask you certain things, it kind of has everything you need. It's boring reading, but numbers that you might not know are there. So every 2 years, when we update that, I always just carry that with me wherever I go. Any questions, just forward it to Intishan, and I'll get you answers for that. Other than that, I don't have anything else. I'm still working on the ambulance issue. If you have anything, whatever,
Yeah.
I'll let you handle whatever you want to do in closed session, whatever. Just know that I'm still working on it.
Mhm.
It's not really resolved yet.
Yeah, ambulance issue, can you just refresh what is the issue, what is the situation now?
Sure. So, for years, we had ambulance coverage, without going back too far. It was initially Holy Name Hospital that covered us. And if I'm not mistaken, we paid a fee for them to be here, and they billed the
And
actual
they build not the residents, but the insurance.
Okay.
No
So what they
residents.
call like,
get
there's
it.
no third-party billing, so
Mhm.
residents never got a bill, but you were paying the hospital also just for the coverage, right?
Not when I did it, they were just
Okay.
doing it.
It was before my time.
Right.
Forget, I'm not even.
I assume what happened was they were not making enough money.
Money.
To have an ambulance 24 hours a day in a town that's small like this, the call volume is low. If they're not able to bill, I think the minimum is 4 or 5 transports per day, it doesn't even cover their costs. So they probably weren't meeting that. That's probably why Holy Name said, hey, we can't do this anymore, we're losing money. Englewood was able to replace them. And without going into too much details with that, it's basically geographical. It's beneficial to be in this area because you pick up a lot of other areas of square mileage of coverage that you wouldn't get if you weren't stationed right here in town. States Parkway, the highway, the GWB, stuff like that. We were able to negotiate, for lack of a better term, them able to keep a crew in Englewood Cliffs, a crew meaning 2 EMTs and an ambulance, in town, and we stationed them at the community center, and we had an ambulance for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. There was no fee to the town for it, so there was no subscription fee, for lack of a better term. They just billed the patient, the person that called for the transport, their insurance was billed, and that's how they covered their costs. Why they're able to do that versus Holy Name losing money, because they're still in their primary coverage area. So if there was a call in Englewood, they could go down the hill, pick up the call, and not lose as much money as Holy Name was losing. It worked out, as far as I know. When there were events at the community center, they had a calendar. I gave it to them monthly. It is a senior citizens aerobics class. Got a beat fee for an hour on Thursday, and they would leave and then come back. Affordable housing on Hudson Terrace was being built, and I believe the building was going to be knocked down in the community center. There was back and forth. It didn't get knocked down, but long story short, they had to leave. They had to vacate, and we lost that coverage. My plan is to just resume what we had with them, was allowing them to come back and use the community center again as a substation or whatever you want to call it, and basically just resume what was here before. I know it's not the ideal solution, but I don't have a better solution. I know that worked, and I don't want to remake the wheel, and I don't want to incur costs. And speaking to people that I know from the EMS field, you all know that's what I did before I became a cop. I might have said an annual contract is probably going to cost you $250,000. I was way off. And speaking with them, it's more like 500, get $1 million just to get them here. So my number was not even close. So it's a huge fee. It's obviously an important service to have, and right now we don't have it. So what happens now? You call down to the dispatch center in Totowa, you request an ambulance, give them the address. And for the most part, we've been lucky. There's always been an ambulance available from somewhere to come cover these calls. At some point, that might not be the case, and that's what we're trying to avoid. Long story.
Can I please, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I have to interject because At the time that the community center was being taken down, and if I can go back a little further, the reason why Englewood really came here is because there was a competition for who was going to do coverage for revenue. When they pick up a person, their primary drop-off is their local hospital. I worked for Englewood for a long time. I worked for Hackensack for a long time. They pick you up, they take you to their hospital. Englewood didn't want to lose the possibility of having their neighbors that lived right next to them being taken to another hospital. So jump forward. When we lost the community center, there was an agreement, a verbal agreement, that I asked for someone to please contact, and I apologize, I didn't call them. Just beyond me.
I contacted her. You're referring to Roberta Stern,
Well, I'm
right?
talking to Roberta, or even the hospital, because my understanding was that they had agreed that since they've opened this brand-new facility at 910, 920 Sylvan Ave, they had agreed to station their ambulance over there, because we had this discussion here, and some of you were here, about one of the former councilmen saying he was concerned about the community center and a call from a mile up the road, whatever. But I still think that Englewood, again, is now building a brand-new building there. They're running a whole operation there that we just had a national issue with. But I still think that they would be a good neighbor, and I don't care, 500, someone needs to call them and make sure that, you know what, they're now in bed, they're not Englewood, they're Englewood Cliffs as well, and they're embedded in our community, and it's advantageous to them to provide an ambulance here. The issue on the backside is, the community center was supposed to be used, we had this discussion last month, so I don't want to be long-winded, but was supposed to be used for everything else and never for the ambulance, because the ambulance is supposed to be up at 9:10, 9:20. So I think that there's other ways, and thank you for everything you do, but we need to do it from this side and make sure that they uphold their agreement. But go ahead, thank you.
Councilman, based off last month's comments and meetings, I did what you asked me to do, to reach out to previous Administrator Roberta Stern, and she was kind enough to give me the back view, but there was no documentation. She still said that she's looking through her older files that she has. However, what she did encourage was what you said as well, to now reach out to the Englewood Health directly. To which then I spoke with Chief Hankelman, because I don't have the contact information, relatively. So Chief Hankelman, myself, Lieutenant Tracy, we can take the meeting together. But Chief Hankelman said we'll work together to take that meeting to basically get that.
His name is Harvey Weber. He's the vice president. It's over Mark. Talk to Harvey Weber, and he will remember he was in charge of the ambulance and the paramedics when all this went down to bring him to Englewood Cliffs. So speak to Harvey and let me know who's going to talk, because I'll call
Harvey and, Warren.
I spoke to Mark too.
They were both on a phone call.
Okay.
Probably 10 minutes, not even that long, because they both had to run. But like I said, we'll continue this. It's just not done yet. There's a lot of legwork to be done to make it happen.
Lieutenant James Tracy, I got the information from the Bergen County executive. They got the meeting with the Mayor Association in the interim period. We can contact Bergen County, and they mentioned that they keep continuous circling about the ambulance for this area, and we can use that service, and then they are not going to billing to the patient. So I suggest you for the time being, we can also use about their free service. I don't know how quickly they can respond about it, but anyway, they suggest to us. Okay.
That's another option. The ambulance from Bergen County is just not in this area.
Exactly.
They're from Malawa. So
No, they are circling this area.
They will.
It could be. They might not. Yeah.
Why this gained a little traction again is we did have a call without going into details. There was just a bicyclist, a child that fell. There was a little bit of a delay with the response. Because the ambulance was coming from Leonia, which is not far. But when you're used to a 2-minute response, an 8-minute response seems like forever. An 8-minute response is actually the norm. It's actually the norm, but it's actually the norm for the entire state. 8 to 10 minutes would be a less response time is normal. We're not used to that though. We're a little bit spoiled. And I want to keep it that way. Let's keep it as short as we can. We'll look at all options we can, including house. That's absolutely acceptable.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Next,
Tomorrow.
fire department, please.
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
Okay, good evening.
October is Fire Prevention Month. As such, the fire department is going to and has engaged in multiple public activities. Yesterday, we sent our high-angle rescue team to Edgewater for their fire prevention evening. I think it'll go up on social media, some of the operations that we did as a demonstration. Later on this week, we're going to have fire crews visit the Northcliffe School to give them important safety and education for Fire Safety Month. And then the following week is Englewood Cliffs Day, in which we'll be participating as well. However, everybody sees fit to coordinate that with Dan. In terms of Fire Prevention Week also, through an initiative of the Borough Administrator, we inquired about complimentary smoke and carbon monoxide alarms that we can provide for residents that may need it. Part of the importance of Fire Safety Month is that residents have the proper detection for smoke and carbon monoxide, especially carbon monoxide. I reached out to the state, the Division of Fire Safety, and I believe tomorrow they'll be dropping off a case of smoke alarms and carbon monoxide alarms that the borough can see fit, and we can work through on how that works. So it's a nice touch by the borough administrator, and it'll be a very big positive for the community.
Senior citizens.
We have successfully taken advantage of Mr. Canning's services in terms of a couple of purchases for the fire department. One was a electric battery-operated rescue tool that, through his recommendations, we saved some money on that, and that was very positive through Mr. Canning's guidance on that. So that's a benefit, and that is basically it. And any questions, be happy to answer them.
Okay, thank you. Nobody question? Okay, and
Thanks, Chief.
Next.
Mayor, I just want to say though,
Okay.
when the chief said it was me, I do got to give him credit because I put the issue out there like this was a need, and the chief was very resourceful, looking at multiple areas, and I just want everybody to know he's a volunteer and he really stepped up to the plate and knocked it out for the community. So I'll work with the chief on the distribution on that, but that was all him, 110%. Delivering everything on an idea and issue, and we're continuously still working on that ordinance as well for the public safety radio coverage, and he's been doing a great job on that front as well.
Yeah, that's a great job, thank you. And the next building department, Gino, please.
Good evening, Mayor Council.
Good evening.
To the mic, please. Sorry, Gino. There's people in Zoom that need to hear you, so speak into the mic. Hold the mic. Just take it off. Take off the. Yeah. Thank you.
I'd just like to touch a little bit on residential construction. The sales seem to be picking up. Could be with the interest rates they plan on lowering. We have a few new homes that are starting and renovations. As far as the commercial next door to the Borough Hall, the affordable housing, should be finishing up within the next month or two. The smaller building is, I think it's actually filled up by now, and all the landscaping is done. We're just finaling everything, all the final inspections, landscaping is complete. There's certain items that are required with that. As far as 800, I understand the problem with the stormwater, and I can tell you that there's 3 enormous systems that go in. This is all calculated when they start with the square footage, 100-year storms. They really are. It looks like they cover it very well.
What I will do is I'll try to put something together that's simple. This way, I know the mayor and council have to answer to people, homeowners like to know, because it's enormous. It's a large project, it's a lot of stormwater, and I'll try and keep a simple report for you that you can explain to the people. Anybody has any questions with that, I think that's a good idea.
Just, do you know, I know one of the questions that I recall was, do you know if there's, because I know they had big parking lots, but, and I don't expect you to answer it, so, right now, sometime, but do you know, one of the questions that caught me was, is there more impervious surface now than there was before? I don't want to answer, but I don't know if you can do it, but that's a question that's out there. And I know, I don't answer it, I don't go on it, but there's a lot of parking lots over there now that were there before, plus the build. So just something to think of if you can, because like I said, there's a lot of talk out there, and I believe, I'll be generous, at least half of it is probably based on just conjecture and not fact. So I think it would be beneficial to all of us, as well as the residents, to know this information. So thank you very much.
Yeah, I'll look into it, I'll try and keep it simple, because it does get a little complicated. I can assure you that the parking lots, there's enormous detention systems underneath. And don't forget, we're on top of rock, so it doesn't, they just fill up.
As long as it don't come down my wall. They say kids,
I'll
right?
look into it for you.
Kids, keep it simple, stupid, right? Isn't that what it is? Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay, next.
One more question here. Maybe at some point, let's talk about next year's inspection permit, the budget, the cost, the revenue.
Yeah, I mean, we do that every quarter.
Yeah, we talk about it at some point.
That's quarterly, and at the end of the year, we do a report that goes to the DCA that the CFO.
Okay, yes.
Signs off on and calculates it.
Right.
So that's always available.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next, the DPW, please.
Good evening, everybody. How are you?
Okay, good evening.
Okay, a couple of things. Finally here, October.
Uh-huh.
About earlier. October 25th is our recycling trade event at DPW. It's Saturday 9 to 1 at DPW. We're shredding paper, cutting cardboard, collecting used books, and food for the food pantry. So I'm on to all. It's a pretty good event. Shortly after, leaf season begins, October 27th. As I mentioned last month, some equipment, garbage trucks, machines will be the norm for the next few weeks as we pick up leaves for curbside collection. And that goes through December, first week of December. And as Mike mentioned, I am working with Mike Gilmore regarding capital, as far as some stormwater and capital projects for public works. And some work we do there regarding the property and development. The roof I call I talked to the contractor earlier this afternoon. Due to the holiday, he's got a line of subcontractor orders. We're looking to be in town a week of October 20th to start with the pro work. And it's the only paving will be shortly. Should get out of town for October next week. Finishing some punch and stuff with the field. Our signage is up. The printed is up. As well as some of the field. Administratively, we're working with the senior citizens. They have lunch next week. We're setting up the senior citizens lunch on the 13th. I did receive from Ms. Stella, did I say that right? Last name was the little library. Picked up a little library from Stella. It's ready to go. It's great. She painted it herself. And we're going to be installing that and have it ready for our EC day, for the reveal. We are working with Rick. I met with the rec director at 5:30. Probably one more time next week. We're going to EC Day. It's going to be a good event. It's going to be on place, getting a place for that. Doing my 25 capital budget work continues. Really, public works. That's it.
Mr. Mayor?
Yeah.
Mr. Neville, I know EC Day is coming up. I probably raised this issue a couple months ago. I know I raised it a couple months ago. At the park, we got this temporary fencing around this electrical box. That is the biggest eyesore. It takes a $6 million project and makes it look like crap. When are we going to take care of it? If we're not responsible for it, who is responsible for it? And when are we going, I don't mean it towards you, sir. I mean it towards all of us, actually. So I'm going to include myself in this. When the heck are we going to address it? And I hope it's done, since it's only been about, well, how many months ago did we open? So I don't understand every time I go by there, first off, looking at the brown dirt drives me nuts. And then to see this fencing, I will say thank you. Someone must have went inside and knocked the 6-foot weeds down, but something needs to be done. And please.
Sure, it's a responsibility for PCNG. It's a service from that one box to the building.
Is that their fencing or our fencing?
It's actually, Land Tech is the contractor, it's his fencing.
Well, tell them to take it away.
Right, well, right now, in that fencing, there's a tiny pit to that green box that I can't expose right now. I promise, I agree with you 100%. I talk to Land Tech every day. Jim Bedman and I talk all the time, PCNG, and throw stones, a little tough to deal with sometimes.
Oh, well, naturally, it's a state thing, but have we paid them all? Did we pay PSE&G for the lighting? And did we pay Land Tech? Because if we're not done paying them, don't pay them. Because this is an embarrassment. I mean, I really, it's an embarrassment. Every time I go by there, I want to bang my head on the window of my car. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thanks so much. Okay, a question to Mr. Tim.
Good evening, everybody.
Okay.
You can take it out, yeah, make it easier for yourself.
All right. Yeah, so we've been working on Englewood Cliffs Day, coordinating. We've got 2 mechanical rides and 4 inflatables. It's all been registered with the JIF and the MEL, so we've made sure that everything is safe and compliant. We have Whole Foods, Trader Joe's, Bicycle Club, and the police are providing burgers and dogs, so we have some food coming in. That should be real nice. Dedication of the little library. We've got the stage and some lighting to make the rides kind of a nice event overall. We've been coordinating closely with safety and DPW, and we have some like local music and give out the award. So it should be a good event with the DJ and kind of a wide variety of things that will get done in about 3 hours. We had a lot of luck with the 5K because of such good teamwork with the DPW and the police. They do a great job, and look forward to continuing to do that. We have also our sports programs, soccer, volleyball, golf, basketball going on, and we're doing our facilities use documents for future ordinances, so that we can get that all together. And we are making the calendar for the next year, so we're working on dates for next year at the same time. So we're a little bit ahead on that. And if you have any questions, I'm here.
I just want to know where you're going to put those big rides. Are we closing the road? Or do we plan on putting it on our nice new field?
No, thank you. Great question. Yeah, we went over it with the police, the company that's doing it's real experienced, and decided that the best place to do it was on the field, safer, and we're going to take a lot of precautions. So they're going to carry it on there with rollers, so we don't use any trucks on the field. And we got special lighting, which was a really great thing, so that we can make sure that everything is safe. And it'll look great on the field. It'll really highlight the beautiful work that we did.
I just seen what they did in North Hudson Park to their field that they redid. Granted, it was raining, but I was just, I'm just curious because if it was, I'm gonna take a picture this week of the field before and a picture after, because I mean, we just spent a lot of money there. So I'm not that I'm anticipating anything bad, but let's, you know what I mean? Let's get them on notice, you know what I mean? I think
Absolutely.
Better than the, personally, I'm a little facetious, it should be in the road. I understand not on macadam, so in the field, I understand, but we just spent a lot of money. So thank you for.
Are they insured?
Yeah, they are insured. They have to supply their certificate of insurance. That's what he was talking about, the JIF and Mel. I dealt with Horizon before, the vendor's Horizon. Horizon actually, they've done it in my previous town. They've done it on turf field, and which is even crazier to think about. But it was not even an issue. So that, like when Dan is saying that they take the proper precautions, a lot of towns in Bergen and things like that. This vendor is actually really good. No, it's a good concern, but yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank you for that question, because that's exactly the right question, and that's one of the things is that we have to make sure that the field, that is the, we will, if we have to postpone it, that's why we postpone it, or we move it to the street if we had to. Oh, you're right. If there's weather issues, it does change our plan. Absolutely. That's a good point. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next, our borough attorney.
Thank you, Mayor.
Okay.
There are a couple of matters to report upon. First, with regard to stormwater issues, the borough was joined in a lawsuit along with the city of Englewood regarding some houses and a number of houses in Englewood that suffered damage from storm. It was a storm mainly from about a year ago, and it was another one of these storms where the water came down very fast and very quick and a high volume, and it's been reported to the JIF. JIF attorneys are handling it. The BA and I have been working with the JIF attorneys to provide documentation as they require for various motions that are pending. The Fair Share reviewed our housing element and Fair Share plan and sent a letter of objection. I think I reported on that last time. I've been working with Michael Mistretta, our planner from Harbor Consultants, and to respond to that Fair Share letter, and we hope to have those resolved before the next meeting. And the last issue is I've sent to the governing body a new concept plan from the, I'll call it the Chaffee application for Bayview and Sylvan. I've also sent it to Kathy Scancarella for distribution to the planning board members and to keep on file if any of the members of the public want to see it. This is another change. They've reduced the commercial space. They've reduced the number of buffers, and that plan is currently on review with our professionals. And I'm sure at that point, if anybody has any comments, I'd ask them if they send them to me. We'll be meeting again with the applicant to go over the plans to see what adjustments we could propose or recommend. And after that, I'm sure there'll be another date scheduled with the judge, and we'll proceed again with that application. And,
Don't want us to yell them out tonight, but.
no, please email them to me. Thank you, Councilman.
Okay, thank you. Lastly, okay, our PA, please come up.
Thank you, Mayor, Council, and boy, this is what it feels like for the department heads, when you go last or after, because a lot of the items are taken. But I'll try to move quickly. First off, for good evening to the members of the Mayor and Council. Today is my birthday, so I'm no place that I'd like to thank you. Today, I would want to spend my birthday anywhere else but right here in Englewood Cliffs. I consider all of you, no, I mean it, I truly mean it. You all have become like a second family to me. I know my stay here has been a short while, but I thank the members of the governing body, all of them, for their faith in me, and as well as the department heads in the community. You push me to, do a lot of these things here, and I'm looking forward to continuing learning and growing in this great community, so thank you. Moving on, I'd like to once again extend heartfelt congratulations to Ms. Janelle Larentia Wu for being recognized for a U.S. Presidential Scholar in the Arts. It's a tremendous national honor, as I stated, and it basically shows what Englewood Cliffs is capable of. In mid-September, borough officials participated in both the walkthrough and grand opening of Samsung Electronics North America's new headquarters. This marks a historic moment for Englewood Cliffs. The site's revitalization marks a milestone in our economic development history. A 321,000 square foot corporate campus is now home to 1,200 employees, some of which actually live and reside in our community. This strengthens our local economy, stabilizes our tax base, and reinforces our identity as New Jersey's innovation and corporate capital along the Hudson. And I do want to credit the governing body, as I said in my remarks over there, for their exceptional work, collectively the bipartisan piece of legislation that was the Valley Improvement Ordinance. It's one of a kind, not anywhere else in the state of New Jersey, and that's one of the big draws of the reason why they came. And obviously our construction department for having one of the most efficient permitting processes in the state of New Jersey, take them second to none. And they did a great job to get them here, and obviously the advocacy of our governing body, Mayor Park, and the council. Thank you for everything you did to bring Samsung here, because local government doesn't get enough credit for stuff like this. Moreover, I'd like to recognize the outstanding achievement by our Board of Health. They hosted a successful flu clinic on September 30th. We had about 20 residents that showed up and received flu vaccinations, and one received a COVID-19 vaccination, all administered by our public health nurse. Special thanks to our Board of Health Secretary Rosemary Weber and our health provider Mid-Bergen Regional Commission, who also provides the nursing services, for the outstanding coordination and care. I also want to give a special appreciation to our DPW Superintendent Mark Neville and his crew for the setup and ensuring safe access to our residents. They did create a little bit of a pathway by the Borough Hall driveway. There you go. Thank you, Mark. And it was actually good for our seniors and things of that nature. So, we provided some refreshments, and a lot of people left out of there really happy. So we're looking forward to that and scheduling also our rabies clinic as well ahead of our state requirements regarding pet licensing. So we'll probably be doing that sometime in January. And I do want to again give a huge shout out to Rosemary Weber. A reminder to residents, our borough clerk is here. She will I'll hear about it tomorrow if I don't share with everybody, but a reminder to residents that Borough Hall will be open 9 p.m. on Monday until 9 p.m. on Monday, October 14th, for late night voter registration that was cleared with the County of Bergen and Division of Elections ahead of the November general elections. This is to meet the deadline for the final moments of registering to vote. For more information to register to vote, you can go on nj.gov with our Secretary of State's information. You can visit the Bergen County Division of Elections. Our county partners have done a tremendous job in assisting our municipal clerk and myself, as well as our borough website, and you can also contact our municipal clerk as well, who's very knowledgeable along the deadlines of voter registration. So residents, feel free, new, old, or whatever the case is, you can feel free to reach out for that information. Upcoming events, EC Day was shared with everybody. That's coming on Friday, October 17th, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Johnson Park, Woody Field. And the rain date is October 18th from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Our DPW superintendent is going to be playing weatherman, so he's going to be calling if we're going to move it to the rain date about 24 hours in advance, and we'll give due notice to the community on multiple channels, so the community is well informed. But we'll have free food, games at rides, and local vendors, and it'll be a fun-filled evening for all of us to get together. Some updates from technology and infrastructure. Our new vendor, Borough IT vendor that was, procured the way that we procured it through the competitive contracting process, QuickTex, they've officially begun operations, completing a smooth transition from Ocean. Immediately, we found areas of improvement, cost savings, and things of that nature. We've been working alongside our technology committee, but they are up and running. We have some other transitional items that we have to take care of, but the borough is now, as of October 1st, we've been with the new vendor, and they've done a great job. And they've overseen a couple new projects. They've been working closely with AT&T FirstNet, who is now our wireless carrier, and Quick Copper Telecommunications will be hosting our desk VoIP, voice over IP phones. Again, saving costs. And obviously putting things with the paper trail with our contracts. We anticipate saving over $70,000 over the course of 3 years with a lot of these moves. Obviously, right now there's a lot of crossover as we, these upgrades were meant to reduce costs and improve reliability and strengthen our security for Borough, but we have to be, mindful that, we're crossing over between old vendors and new vendors in those couple months between transitions. We're not going to realize the savings right away, but in due time we will. So, but nonetheless, everything's working. And the AT&T FirstNet is a major win for our first responders and municipal staff that have borough cell phones, because in the event of a natural disaster, the borough has a priority lane for communication. In fact, to the point where if there's nothing here, AT&T FirstNet, which is a federal procurement program, the 25-year contract that they have with the federal government, AT&T, they're able to roll out a mobile truck here in Englewood Cliffs for our first responders. It's to the point where a lot of municipalities now are jumping on this as well. We beat everybody out as per usual, but our first responders are using that. Bergen County has successfully, as per the shared service agreement, installed fiber optic internet at Borough Hall. They're awaiting the final activation to retire Spectrum. I'm working on that with our IT provider, but that's our internet costs that are now at Borough Hall only $150 per month, and we have an A connection and a B connection. So we have a game plan with it. The goal is to run Verizon fiber here through quick copper telecommunications, and then have a backup connection for the PD, and then have the same thing for the fire department with that same strategy I just shared, except instead of Verizon fiber, there would be Verizon Fios, and then DPW, instead of having Spectrum, will have Verizon Fios. This is going to be better reliability, better cost savings. It'll just be better performance because we have been struggling here at Borough Hall, and as well as in our other facilities. But there are options out there when you go out there and find them. So, and our courtroom upgrades will begin. We have our kickoff meeting this Thursday, or that's tomorrow, with BIS Digital. They have ordered the equipment. We're going to sketch out the timeline. As the mayor said at the start of the meeting, if we experience, I know YouTube has been coming and going, there's been connectivity issues. A lot of it's hardware based. We've done the best we can, but I'm really looking forward to situating this issue once and for all, and as we made investments to take care of this. Lastly, I know a lot of folks are wondering, but our new website, and on the items of technology, our new website, mobile app, which will be called My eCliffs, are nearly ready to launch. However, we're just doing content migration, right? So this is not on the vendor. This is, again, taking what was existing on our site and using that as an opportunity to clean it, to make it easier to accomplish municipal business in 2 clicks or less. We can't just take what we had in the past and just slap it on a website and say, here you go, here's your new website. Let's use it as an opportunity to organize information appropriately so we can digest it. So both myself and Matt Leon, who's been doing an outstanding job, I mean, he's a gem, to really take an opportunity to organize the information alongside our department heads. So that's another piece of information. Our AI-powered search, chat, and voice features. Voice is going to be connected to our phone line for a 24/7 service for residents to call Borough Hall. They'll receive information right on the palm of their hands or over the phone, and then the AI search, chat, and voice will be sitting on a mobile app as well as on our website, again, accomplishing business and being tied to our online forms in 2 clicks or less to better serve the public. So we're in the final stages of all of this, and I'm anticipating in the coming weeks to roll this out with our team and the technology committee. Now, this is a big one. I previously noted this, and again, all of these moves were shared and consented by the council in previous meetings. But the state health benefits program is projecting a 37% premium increase. It is burdening municipalities left and right throughout the state. There's been hearings at the state level. We're not just going to roll over and take a punch to the face. I'm pleased to inform everybody to offset this. The borough has already introduced a voluntary difference card program to help reduce costs. That was legislation that was adopted a couple meetings ago. They met with our borough representatives. It's an opt-in voluntary program. If they opt in, great. If not, then that's fine. If they opt in, they're just changing their plan within the state health benefits program. But the difference card program follows no matter what medical carrier you have. So I say this because we have that as running parallel A. Parallel B is doing the research through our health benefits consultant, which was approved and authorized at no cost to the borough. They knew what they were doing. They wanted to do this research because they were curious, but it's zero cost to the borough as per their proposal that they submitted. And for the first time, actually, the information that we learned from the state of New Jersey, never in the borough's history have we ever asked for our claims history, which I think is quite egregious on our part, but the borough has never asked for claims history to do the due diligence to find out if there are better options to do a market analysis. That changes. We are out to market now to see what are the better options. Now, we have to, and that includes retirement information, all this other stuff, because you have to provide equal to or better benefits to all union folks. They have to sign off. But we have to do our part. We have to do our research and our homework. And this governing body and our administration, we are working together to do that. So Brown & Brown has informed me that we are out to market. We're going to see what's out there, and accordingly, we'll then present the information to our finance chair and finance committee. And then from there, we're going to go meet with the unions if there's a viable path forward. But nobody can say that Englewood Cliffs municipal government did not try in this situation. Towns are getting clobbered throughout the state, and we are trying our best to solve this situation. So we will evaluate all alternative options presented and present it to the finance committee, and also I will share it in an email to the rest of the governing body as to what the findings are. To answer the question yesterday to members of the council, I know this was a topic of last meeting. The borough recently met with CNBC officials, both myself, we had our rec chair, rec director, we also had members of our rec committee as well, and Bob Ferraro. We met with the legal team regarding the ownership of Johnson Park tennis courts. I know a lot of people want to see it refurbished. They wonder, well, why wasn't this included in the $6 million improvements, or what happened? What's going on here? It was put to the side to do additional homework and research on, because there was a debate, according to historic records, that suggested that CNBC once intended to gift the land to the borough. And although this was never finalized, because the deed still says that that parcel of land is in the hands of CNBC. Now, they're reviewing this matter internally, because even though we don't have a developer's agreement, we don't have a planning board resolution. After reviewing the transcripts from the year 2000, that might suggest that the borough didn't really necessarily follow through, or something might have happened. But also, they did mention in the call that if there's a reason why that we continue to do lease agreements, then something fell through along the way. However, that doesn't mean that they're not going to speak internally about what we want, either a long-term lease agreement or outrightly acquiring that parcel of land, so we can use it for what's intended to be used for, to continue to make the improvements there, and so our community can use it for tennis courts, pickleball courts, you name it. Now, to the members of the governing body, I'm not really worried about the acquisition of it, because there are state grant funding sources available for us to take advantage of. Green Acres, NJDP Green Acres, which we've never been a recipient of, helps us acquire land for open space, along with Bergen County open space and things of that nature. We're not there yet, but we're going to get the information, and we'll see what CNBC says. But once we get there, we'll be able to identify what our options are and what we can do. But basically, there are options out on the table for us to take advantage of to solve this. So I just want to state this record clearly. No fault of the governing body. This situation has been ongoing. I know the Parks Committee, and then our DPW superintendent, as well as it was left out in the bid specs for a reason, and it's because we have to clear this hurdle with CNBC, and they've been great when they spoke with us that they're going to do their due diligence and let us know and touch base with us. So I look forward to providing updates regularly to the governing body. On your agenda packets today, members of the council, the borough will be voting to introduce ordinance number 2025-08. This is to establish a moratorium to hold the utilities accountable for road openings, street openings. Believe it or not, Englewood Cliffs, as prideful, as rightfully so to be prideful to preserve our roads, we do not have a moratorium policy, which is basically roads paved within X amount of years. In this case, the ordinance listed as 5 must be repaved curb to curb if disrupted. And, between our engineers, our DPW superintendent, as well as public safety, we worked with Borough Attorney Bob Ferraro to craft this piece of legislation. And, one of the other items that is included in here is the process of when of how this permitting for street opening is done. The engineers now will be more intimately involved. Inspections, backfilling, the kind of materials that are being used, et cetera, et cetera. And there is an increased fee schedule. $25 a pop is way too low. There's towns in other parts of the state that are $300, $400, $500, and that's what covers your inspection fees. So we're literally just doing this to cover our inspection fees, to preserve our roads, to have a paper trail, so when we are documenting road resurfacing and things of that nature, we're not just shooting at the hip, we are actually making data-driven decisions. So that is what we are doing, and honestly speaking, we are also holding you PSE&G and Veolia accountable. For a while, Veolia has stated that we don't have to pay a permit fee. Well, they do. I don't know what they say or what they told our DPW staff. They have to. There is case law out there. They have to pay it, and they're going to be held accountable. Now, everything's an emergency until it's an emergency. And now that is what the process that we are doing to address accordingly. My favorite piece of this legislation is that the required notification in the event of emergency. They have to send a letter addressed to the mayor, copying myself, the municipal clerk, the engineer, our chief of police. You know, I did this piece of legislation before. Veolia and PSC&G, or water utility, they all honored it accordingly in the event of an emergency. So it's in the event that something happens, like a gas leak, or the public is looking for answers, the news is coming directly from them, you know, and they're gonna tell the community just like it is, and we'll be able to provide periodic updates, but we'll be holding them accountable. This is a very aggressive piece of legislation. I think utilities, they are being put on notice that you are not going to come here in Englewood Cliffs and take advantage of us. We are preserving our roads, preserving what the taxpayers invested on, and we're going to continue to do so. In addition, we've begun discussions for interlocal agreements. One of the interlocal agreements that we begin pursuing and that we will set up meetings to arrange is with the Englewood Cliffs Board of Education to formalize an interlocal agreement for snow removal, recycling, and solid waste collection. Right now, the borough is providing these services at no cost to the district, which is not, I don't want to point it to that, but the issue is there's no paper trail, which is presenting a liability to the municipality when they're going, when our DPW personnel is going on their property. We need to memorialize some sort of agreement to protect the borough from liability. I think it's really unfathomable that we don't have an interlocal agreement. We will be talking to the Board of Education. We spoke with them initially that this is an issue. Our goal is to continue the services and cut costs, but also memorializing them to protect both entities and taxpayers. And we have to collaborate because we have that one village mindset. Also, our shared service agreement with Fort Lee Library is coming to an end. It is approaching. We have to, even though it expires in June, we have to notify them in December. So basically, this is an opportunity to explore. I had the chance to go ahead and visit last month their facility. They invited me. I had conversations with them. I made sure to let them know that it is a competitive environment. You know, we are Englewood Cliffs, and a lot of people want our services. The position that we have is that we'd like to see costs staying minimal as possible and consistent as possible. What I mean by consistent is we don't want to see this fluctuation that's going to start somewhere, then it increases, and then it goes up, and then they try to bring it back down after another 3 to 5 year agreement. So we're going to continue to press this accordingly. The officials know where we stand. And then I'll coordinate with the finance committee accordingly once their council representative of their library liaison reaches out to me to continue the negotiations. And I look forward to providing that a continued update to the governing body. And that concludes the extent of my report. Thank you once again, Mayor and Council. And yeah, thank you.
Mr. Administrator, Mr. Mayor, can I please try to be brief?
Okay.
Just when you do that, look at what we would have to pay to what we paid many years ago to Englewood, and what we're paying Fort Lee.
I did that.
And the location too. So I mean, they're kind of you know, similar to what. Another thing, I just real quick, I received an email. I think we all received it today as well from a resident. And I've raised this point before, and I think it's something that needs to be addressed. And the email, more or less, Mark, is that we've asked this question before. All the memorials at Johnson Field have been removed. And I have a resident here mentioning 9/11 memorial victim Rajesh Mirpuri, Sal Paragins, Eagle Scout Project. I think that we just put back Neil Ville's memorial, but it's not, it's outside the park. I think these are all concerning issues. I think that, I mean, I'm not going to read the whole email, but we all got it. I think that, you know what, we had residents that paid for memorials to be placed. They planted trees on Arbor Days, and you had children that also had memorials at these trees, and they're all gone. And I think that we should be, if we lost them, then let's fess up that we lost them, but then we should replace them. And I think we need to find a place sooner than later for this. I mean, we just did a beautiful park that, you know, I mean, I don't understand. We need to, this needs to be addressed. I mean, you have people that that died in 9/11, that the memorial's gone, and we might not know where the heck it is. And I'm not saying that, please, I'm not insinuating. I mean, we might know very well where it is, but it's been missing, and it's now there out in the, I know former councilwoman and I have raised this question over years ago. So, I mean, this is something, again, that needs to be addressed, and I won't belabor the point to get the meeting moving. Thank you.
Okay, anyone else? Any question? Okay, no one has any question? Okay, thank you for your hard working, and you tried a lot of job and saving a lot of money. I really appreciate. And next session, public hearing and public comment. I need a motion and a second to open the floor.
Second.
Okay,
Open to the public, sir?
yes. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Any member of the public wishing to speak may to do so by clearly stating your name and the town into the record. You have a 5-minute time limit. Please come up.
Mayor, we're gonna begin.
Begin what?
Oh, there you go, sorry. Mayor, we're gonna begin with the people in person, if there's any, and then we'll go to Zoom, because we do have some Zoom participants, okay? So members, if you're listening in Zoom, we're gonna start with the folks here in person, and then I will direct my attention to the Zoom screen and ask you to unmute yourself one by one, and then I'm gonna turn the volume up on the back, and so we can all collectively listen to them here, okay?
Mr. Chowdhury, is there a way for us to see who's here and who's raising their hand? or not?
Yeah, you can see it here. It's over here on the top. Let me try to see.
So we only have 2 people here right now?
You only have a total of 5 participants if you're not including myself and beauty screen. So you have 3.
Can you put it on the side so that we could see it?
Yeah.
And I'm not insinuating anything, but I always like to see, because
Can you
then
see
you know
that?
you have those
Can you
people
see
out in
that?
the public that say, oh, I raised my hand, I wasn't picked, whether it's true or not. This way, at least we all can see it, and it's all above board, that's all.
Sure,
And I don't
sure.
mean that you're not above board, but it's better to be up
No
there.
problem. Sure. Can you see that? Is that all right? I just don't want to.
want to make sure that we,
Yeah.
because
Okay.
I don't see anybody in here and on there if they haven't raised their hand. I'll make the motion to close it to the public.
Yep. So I don't know if there was a motion and second to open the floor.
Yes.
Is
Yeah,
it
there
open?
was. Yeah,
Okay.
we're in the- yeah.
All right. So if anybody wishes to speak, you may be heard if you want to come forward. If not, I'll move to the Zoom. Okay. Nobody from the in person. Okay. If you're a member of the public, if you're on Zoom, you can unmute yourself. Or you can hit star, I think 67, I think it is. Just try to get the attention, or you can hit it on chat if you want to get my attention to unmute you, if you're having trouble. Just give it like just give me 1 second, Mayor.
Let me know and I'll make the motion to close it, or someone else can, but I don't see anybody. Might as well
All right.
move along.
All right, I don't have anything.
Good?
I'm good.
No, may I make a motion to close it? Oh, I'm sorry.
All in favor?
All right.
Okay. Next, approval of minutes. I need a motion and the second to approve September 10th, 2025 regular meeting. All in favor?
Motion by Councilman Patel, seconded by
Who second by?
I did.
Okay, roll call, please.
Councilwoman Begets. On roll call, Councilwoman Ramones,
Yes.
Councilman Luciano,
I hate to abstain, but I didn't really read the minutes, so I'm gonna vote no.
no.
Okay.
Councilwoman Begets.
Yes.
Councilman Liang,
Yes.
Councilman Patel,
Yes.
Councilman Katrubis.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, thank you. Next session is payment of vouchers. I need a motion and second to approve resolution 25-203.
Motion.
Second.
All in favor? Okay, any discussion?
I had few issues, but I sent it out to the head of departments, and I'm waiting for answers, so I don't want to say anything till I get the answers. But most of it, my concern was the DPW fleet of vehicles. There's a lot of money I feel spent on repairs. I think I got a tally for $94,000 up to now. So this is something that I would like to look into it and report to the council, what, maybe some people ideas what to do, besides buying new vehicles. We know that. That's the easiest part. But I had other items, and when I get the answers, if I'm not satisfied, I'll raise it up again.
So you want
You
to
still need to move, yeah, thank you.
you want to remove the DPW service fee?
Excuse me?
DPW repair fee? You want to?
Yeah, for the cars. I'm
Okay.
looking into it now.
So do you know the item number?
You want to remove certain items, or you want to remove?
No, we have to pay.
Yeah, we have to pay
We
because
have
they're
to pay.
repairs. You can't.
No, we
Yeah.
cannot stick to garages, we're not paying.
It's just-
But in general, we have to look into it
Okay.
because I feel it's a big expense.
Should we have a roll call then?
Yeah. Roll call?
Any roll call?
On roll call, Councilwoman Ramones,
Abstain.
Councilman Luciano,
No,
Councilwoman Begets.
Yes.
Councilman Liang.
Yes.
Councilman Patel.
Yes.
Councilman Katrubis.
Okay,
Motion carries.
Okay, thank you. Adoption of ordinance.
Mayor, before you go, this is the ordinance that Mr. Minton talked about. So if just to save everybody the trouble, you heard him earlier as well. Yeah, it's a summit. This is the one that I would recommend to everyone to just table and get rid of.
So
that's
you
what I
want
was
to
gonna
table
ask, 'cause
this
he
one?
said that, I'm sorry, that's what I was gonna ask, because he said that there were certain issues that might impact the bond.
Yeah. It's because we have to apply for a separate.
I'll make the motion to table.
All in favor?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so we're going to tabling this one. Oh, we need a roll call?
I'm sorry, Mayor, is that,
Yeah.
we have to continue the hearing?
No, tabling.
I'm asking a legal.
No, this
question.
is,
I don't know if
this
we
is
can
on
table
for
a
second,
public hearing.
this is on for second read. We have to have the public hearing, and then we can move to
Oh,
table it.
That's what I wanna make
Okay,
sure.
public hearing, okay. Okay, this is.
I'll make the motion, Mr. Mayor, I'll make the motion, I'll rescind my motion to table, and I'll make the motion to open the meeting to the public for the public hearing on this ordinance and this ordinance only.
Second.
Okay,
We have to remove it.
No,
And we will.
He's saying we have to have the public hearing. So
That's what I was asking.
can you, Councilman, before that, you have to, if we're gonna have to do that before we motion to open the floor to the public, we have to actually formally read it, and Beauty has to read it one more time.
Go ahead, that's
So,
okay.
so can you do that?
You want me to read it?
Yeah. No, not you read it, just, somebody make a
Bob,
motion.
I'll read
Bob,
it.
would you read it?
Okay. Ordinance number 20, you want to read it?
No,
Bob?
go ahead.
Ordinance number 2025-06, bond ordinance to authorize the improvement of Summit Street from Van Nostrand Avenue to Dead End, in, by, and for the Borough of Englewood Cliffs in the County of Bergen, State of New Jersey, to appropriate the sum of $250,000 to pay the cost thereof, to appropriate a state grant, to authorize the issuance of bond to finance such appropriation, and to provide for the issuance of bond anticipation notes in anticipation of the issuance of such bond.
Okay, thank you.
We need a motion then to open.
Okay, I need a motion second to open the floor. Okay, I need a motion.
So motion by Councilman Luciano, seconded by Councilman Liang.
Any opposed?
Any opposed or any
So
absent?
moved.
Okay,
So
so moved.
public hearing.
Any member of the public
Wish to be heard on this ordinance?
please come out and you can state your name and
Members on Zoom, if you're listening, this is on the topic of ordinance number 6, ordinance 6, on the bond ordinance that was discussed earlier by our engineer. If you would like to be heard, please unmute yourself. If not, we'll just move on.
Okay, no one seeing and no one hearing. Okay, I'm going to close. I need a motion to close
Just
this
continue.
motion.
Second.
Closing the public.
Yes, that's why I'm asking about.
I make a motion, close.
Second already. It's already been done, it's all right.
Okay,
Seconded by who?
Okay, now we'll take the motion to table if that's.
okay,
what the wish of the-
I make a motion to table.
okay,
Roll call.
okay, roll call please.
On roll call, Councilwoman Drummond.
Yes.
Councilman Luciano.
Aye.
Councilwoman Begets.
Yes.
Councilman Liang.
Yes.
Councilman Patel.
Yes.
Councilman Katrubis.
Motion passed.
Councilman
Motion carries.
Katrubis?
So,
I'm sorry about that, yes.
So we don't need any bond advertisement, so we
No.
don't need to do that, right? Okay, then let's move on next session. I do motion and second to read the introduction of ordinance 2025-07. Could you roll call, please, madam?
Takes a few.
No, it needs a motion and second to.
Introduce, read the
Yeah.
introduction.
Motion.
This one, is okay, I need a
Motion by
motion.
Councilman Liang.
I'll explain, This is for the, this is,
By title only.
that's by title only, that's the motion second for, to read it by title only for, to do the first reading, to read it.
Do we have a second?
Second,
Do we have a second?
Okay,
yeah.
seconded by Councilman Patel. Okay.
Any opposed?
All in favor?
Okay, you want to read it?
All right, Beauty, go ahead and read.
Yeah, okay, read it.
Ordinance number 2025-07, an ordinance to amend Chapter 9, Building and Housing to include provisions for lead paint inspections.
Okay, we need a motion to
Motion.
introduce.
You need a motion, okay, I need a motion, second, okay.
Roll
Who
call.
motioned it?
Who
Okay,
motioned it?
Councilman
You
There's a
guys, a
second.
number of us did, I did, I think Councilman Patel did, I don't care who you think.
Okay, roll call, please.
On roll call, Councilwoman Drummond,
Yes.
Councilman Luciano,
Aye.
Councilwoman Begets,
Yes.
Councilman Liang,
Yes.
Councilman Patel,
Yes.
Councilman Katurbis,
Yes.
motion carries.
Okay, now I need a motion to advertisement, this one.
I'll make the motion to, read the introduction of 2508.
I need a
Is there
motion.
a second?
Okay, second, okay.
Okay, all in favor?
All in
Aye.
favor?
Aye.
Okay,
Okay, then the clerk will read the ordinance by title only.
okay.
Ordinance number 2025-08, an ordinance amending Chapter 13, Street Sidewalks and Sanitations, Section 13-1, and to establish a street opening moratorium and requires enhanced restoration of newly paved streets.
Okay, I need a motion and second to introduce
So moved.
advertise of ordinance 25. Okay, roll call, please.
On roll call, Councilwoman Drummond,
Yes.
Councilman Luciano,
Aye.
Councilwoman Begets,
Yes.
Councilman Liang,
Yes.
Councilman Patel,
Yes.
Councilman Katurbis,
Yes.
motion carries.
Okay, thank you. And the resolution consent agenda. We have a
Can I
consent
ask a
agenda.
question, sir?
Yeah,
Are you,
okay.
are all these subtopics that you have under here all for the consent agenda?
Yeah,
Yes, yeah.
I just
Okay.
make it easier so people can follow along.
Just asking, thank you.
BA, would you read about it?
Is there a motion to
We need a motion
approve
also?
the resolutions on the consent agenda?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
We have a roll call.
Okay, roll call, please.
On roll call, Councilwoman Drummond,
Yes.
Councilman Luciano,
Well, since there's a number of them, I'm gonna give you them by order. 04, no. 05,
Oh, slow down, please, Mr.
I only
Wilson.
said one. What do you
No, I
mean,
know,
Counselor?
because I know Beauty's looking for them.
I was waiting.
Okay.
got it.
05, yes. 06, yes. 7, 8, and I'm only gonna do this because I'm gonna give you one vote, okay? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, I guess the rest of them. 7 through 18, I abstain.
7 through 18.
19, yes. Liquor license, yes, but I do have a, what,
You
we're
have-
doing those separately?
No, you had one you had
No, I don't, I have no connection at all anymore.
Okay.
Not anymore?
But I will have.
But you did in the last meeting,
No, I know,
remember.
but I have no tie at all anymore.
Okay.
But if you want, to make it clean, I'll abstain on 25.
Yeah, sure.
But I do have a question on, which one is it here? The bike, the steakhouse on the cliff, Englewood Hospitality. What is Englewood Hospitality? It's left. Did we ever resolve the noise issue? Because I'm still getting, 25, 27. I don't know, did we ever resolve the noise issue with the
Getting
residents?
resolved is tomorrow, it's on the planning board. Gonna build the structure over the garden that you can close for,
But the
noise.
garden's a temporary structure, that shouldn't be, there should be nothing
There's
done with
gonna
that
be-
at all.
Working.
The-
It's gonna be passed, this one. So,
I'm sorry, ma'am?
no, I'm just saying, this is going tomorrow in front of the planning board, and they will adjust, they'll look into it.
Looking to adjust it.
to adjust this.
Okay, this has been, okay. I'm gonna vote no on that one, only because it's been like 2 years of residents coming here.
Councilman, if I may, I don't mean to
Go ahead.
structure with the votes. The purpose of it is that you can't change your vote on the liquor licenses.
Well, do you want, wait. Do
You have to
want
be
me-
consistent back to where you were in June.
No, do you want me to request that we vote on each one individually, or do you want to do it this way?
No. What I'm trying to explain is for the liquor licenses, all it is, the state reached out to us saying, you're good, everything is in the system. People should be consistent with their vote. We're just
I
changing.
don't care what the state says. The
Wait,
only thing I want to know about,
Let him finish.
okay,
Please.
go ahead.
Councilman,
Good.
all we're doing is adding the amendment to basically say that it runs from July 1 to June 30th. They don't want people to change your votes. They just
Okay, I
say.
vote no on all.
But Councilman,
I vote no on all.
but that's not what you voted in June.
I'm being consistent. I vote no on all.
No, but
In June?
you voted for yes for all and you abstained on the Grassini one.
Recused on.
You recused
I'm
on.
going to recuse on Grassini,
I'm
and
trying
I'm
to help
voting
you,
no on
Councilman.
them all.
I'm trying to help you,
That's all
Councilman.
right, I'll deal
All
with
right,
it.
well,
I just sat in court for 3 weeks, I'll deal with it.
Okay, all right.
And on miscellaneous item 28, I'm abstaining.
okay. Does anybody else
Thank you,
have
I'm
any,
sorry.
comments on the consent agenda, if they need to,
No.
vote separately on any of them?
Oh, I think Councilman Patel, please, can you stay?
Yeah, that's 10 on liquor licenses.
He did before.
He did, yeah, he,
Yeah, he did before too.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, one of us consistent
And
anyway.
Councilman Katrubis?
no, he did abstain.
I know.
Yeah, I'm recusing from 227. All others I vote yes to.
Okay, and Councilman Katrubis is on 227. Do you have that, Beauty?
Yes, and rest of them, he said yes, right?
Yes.
Beauty, can you just count the vote if are we good on all of them? Because if Luciano said no on 227, and then Patel abstained on 227, and then so did Tim Katrubis abstained on or recused on 227, Mayor's gonna have to vote. So,
Yes, on
Mayor, can you
227.
Mayor, can you vote on 227?
Okay, I will.
What do you vote? What is your
Yeah,
vote?
yes.
Okay, there you go.
Thank you, Mayor.
Council should have caught that.
Okay.
I'm not saying.
I was waiting
Councilwoman
until we
Vic-
got them all in.
I'm just
I have
joking.
it right here, my finger on it.
I'm sorry if I overstepped.
So- So Councilwoman Begets,
Yes,
to all.
all.
Councilman Liang,
Yes to all.
motion carries.
And you got the mayor saying yes to 227.
Yes,
Okay.
Only 227.
Yep,
yes.
thank you. That's the only thing he needed.
3-3 and then vote for tie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hey, you done?
okay.
Oh
No.
my God.
Okay, happy, okay, anyway, I need a motion and a second to adjourn the meeting. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, okay, thank you, everybody, good night.
Motion adjourned at 8:11 PM.